Boy, we got it hard in New Zealand. You see, at the moment, we've got this current difficult situation going on where people are debating whether or not to ban sugar outright in this country because a few people think it promotes obesity and unhealthiness. Because remember, moderation doesn't exist as a concept. We have schools banning sugar and fizzy drinks. We have other institutions trying to take away the option of snacks with sugar in them. And we basically have a bunch of people trying to dictate what's good for everyone because they themselves don't like a certain something. I personally think it's fucking stupid, but then I'm someone that believes in moderation. Now, that's not to say I don't make stupid diet choices. I do. I have, for the most part, a shit diet. But also, on the flip side of that, I blame no one else for that but myself. I am an adult. I make my own decisions. I choose to drink what I drink. I choose to eat what I eat. I choose to put into my body what I want to put into my body. It's not a case of I blame the supermarkets or the drink manufacturers or the lolly manufacturers or the bakeries or the who's its what's its whatevers for the amount of sugary things that are out there. You see, the sugar debate is somewhat of a recent one here, but as of late it seems that, as usual, the scaremongering of the media is getting to people, and now all of a sudden everybody wants to ban the big bad sugar because it's rotting teeth, causing obesity, causing heart problems, blah blah blah. You know, the same shit we've known for years and years and years, but everyone seems to have forgotten this whole, you know, intake, dietary information, diet choices thing. Okay, the sugar ban in schools thing, I can see where they're coming from. But first off, it should be up to the parents to make that choice. It's the same reason I hate Labour's old nutritional guidelines thing from last decade, because good idea in theory, in practice, it's telling people what the fuck to do as far as their own kids are concerned. That said, on the flip side of that, some parents need to get their shit together and start controlling their own kids' fucking diet choices. I keep hearing all these excuses about childhood obesity. This is being put in place to stop childhood obesity. This is being put in place to stop childhood obesity. This, that, and the other thing are being put in place to stop childhood obesity. You know, and this, that, and the other thing all seem to pertain to diet choices. Whereas, I don't see why the fuck you don't go for the obvious and just make the little bastards go for more exercise. This is what we did as kids. We weren't in front of a fucking video game center, video game console, DVD player, TV, tablet, laptop, computer, whatever, all hours of the day like kids these days seem to be. We were actually told, get the fuck outside and go play for a couple hours until the sun goes down. Then when it gets dark, you come home, you watch TV, whatever. That's the way it used to be in New Zealand back in the 1990s when I was growing up. Apparently things have changed because parents would rather the consoles, the TVs, the electronics parent their kids rather than them sitting down with their kids reading a book or telling their kids to go get some fucking exercise. Now, I know what some people are thinking, oh Damo, you're not a parent. You don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I'm not a parent, but I was a fucking kid once, so I'm pretty sure I'm an authority on, you know, being a kid. I was told to go out and run around. I was told not to constantly hang around inside because it wasn't good for me. My school had a whole bunch of outdoor activities planned, and every Friday afternoon without fail was my fucking favourite because that's when the teachers would go outside and run a sports activity with us. Every fucking Friday afternoon. After lunch, we'd be out in the tennis court, out on the field, out on whatever, going, having an organised run around with our classmates. That shit was fucking awesome. And, you know, again, being a kid, I was kind of raised by parents. I know not everyone is, you know, orphans and shit. But I wasn't an orphan. I had parents who actually, you know, actively gave a shit about my growth and development. See, it wasn't until I was an adult, I started getting fat. I was rake thin as a kid. Because my parents believed in this little concept called dietary moderation. 7-Up was a treat. Ice cream was a treat. All of these sugary motherfucking things were a treat. They were a limit. They were an occasional, once in a blue moon type thing. They were my reward whenever I did something right. I would have maybe a drink of 7-Up once a month. I'd have an ice cream maybe every week. I wouldn't be living off unhealthy, sugary shit. My mum would not send me to school with a bunch of sugary shit in my lunchbox. She would send me with a balanced, healthy lunch to school. This is the problem. It's not the fact that sugar's available, it's the fact that people are too ignorant and fucking stupid to feed their kids a proper diet. They would rather let their kids eat all the sugary shit and then blame every fucker else for their kid being fat. This seems to be the Kiwi way in this day and age. No one wants to take responsibility for how they're raising their own fucking kids. They leave it up to everybody else to make their choices, to make their decisions, and to cop the fucking blame for the fact they're not doing their job fucking properly. And if people want to say, well, you're not a parent, you can't judge, fucking good for you, but I'm someone with a fucking brain and I know what the problem is. It's pretty obvious. If you want your kids to stop being fat, monitor their diet. Make them active, get them off all the electronics and shit, make them go out and run around, climb trees, swing swings. Don't be afraid for them to get a little fucking scratched up and whatever, because that's what kids do. It's part of growing character as well as being healthy. So stop blaming everyone else for this childhood obesity bullshit. Problem number one, it should be staring you people straight in the mirror. I'm not one how to tell you how to raise your fucking kids, but if you're going to start blaming everybody else, I'm going to start blaming the person that's actually responsible, and that's you, mum and dad. You are the first and last, you are the alpha omega, you are the main influence in your kids' lives, at least you should be. So if you want changes to happen as far as the healthy diet goes for your kids, be that change. And as for adults, we make our own choices, so you can stop blaming fucking sugar manufacturers, drink manufacturers, Oompa Loompas, Willy Wonka, whatever the fuck, for all your sugar intake, your teeth rotting, your teeth falling out, whatever. And as far as that shit goes, we have this invention called toothpaste, as well as moderation, so if you brush your fucking teeth, you look after your teeth, you look after your gums, practice good dental hygiene, then your teeth probably won't fall out either. Again, simple concept that's been around since God knows when, and people seem to have forgotten about it. I'm getting sick and fucking tired of people blaming everybody else for their lack of common sense in this day and age. Common sense, it ain't that common anymore. Stop pointing the fucking finger at everybody else and claim responsibility for your own goddamn actions. Jesus fucking Christ. I'm Damian Skyfire. Till next time.